our understanding at the very beginning was Grapes is a guy that he reads how you respond to him, and if he thinks you don't like him, he'll know, he'll sense it. And
Mhm.
somehow I had conveyed my respect for Don in the initial get together. So he liked me. He was going to help me. He was going to bury me and bully me and do the things that allowed him to be the one wolf with his tail
Mhm.
in the air. And it was, extremely important to Don in terms of, now that you see Joe, the world, the more I look back, I was naive or oblivious to just how polarized society can be. But Don knew who his listener was, and he was going to make sure he protected, the construction worker, the guy in the beer hall, whatever he thought he was. And it might be at my
Mhm.
expense if I was getting too artsy fartsy or whatever I might be. And that was a
Mhm.
funny thing
Mhm.
that I didn't understand back in the day. I just assumed we all coexist, and wasn't quite dialed into how to. They call it in academia now code switching, where you speak to your listener or viewer in a language they understand. Mark Twain always said that's the mark of an intelligent person, is the ability to communicate the idea. For all, the gift of the gab is all I have. I don't have a great education. For all that I have, I'm not really good at persuasion. Grapes, on the other hand, was a genius of persuasion. Very good at
Mhm.
connecting. I mean, we're a hockey rink rat crowd, and he was like me and you, born to it, but he was really good at it. Extremely savvy to know when to take a position, that swam upstream and when to go downstream. Whereas I was kind of always a little bit lost in that regard. So it was a great, just a great start. He would come with a kind word if I needed it. He would be, as I said, the bully if he needed it. And I think he was, in a world where the cameras are zooming on, drones, and the special effects kind of dominate the industry. Grapes locked off a camera on a two. There was no fancy set. There was dim lighting, plush or posh lighting, he called it, and his chair had to be slightly higher. So there were a few little affectations born of what's good for TV and good for the imagery. But basically, it was one camera locked off on two people, so that when he's making his pronouncements, he's not addressing the camera. He's speaking to somebody, and it changed the dynamic of. It made him much more lovable, and he knew that. He was just really good at creating the cinema of the coach's corner, and yeah, we still are friends, of course, but it just got to a point where the world had changed, and when I needed
Mhm.
him to apologize, just kind of get us through or finesse our way through a mistake we'd made, which we all know. You can't say people come here and take advantage of the land of milk and honey, and don't. You can't project that on everybody. And it was a mistake, and just needed an apology. But by now, Don was at the point where he just didn't feel the need, and yeah, for him. It's kind of going out like Bobby Orr went out in a blaze of glory. If glory is the word, it's not. To him, it might
Well,
be.